Literally, it's no pressure. I'm your host, Bang on Bud, and we got a special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's going on out there, everybody in radio world, out there in streaming world? It is B Diddy, never had an STD, at B Diddy The DJ on social media.
That's some weird stuff to start out with.
At B Diddy The DJ on social media. People get to brag on the fact that they ain't had COVID, so I'm about to brag on diseases I ain't had yet.
So you ain't no raw dogger, huh? You pretty much
yeah. Of course, I tested out, but never had STD.
So what's your method of willing to take that risk? You get what I'm saying? To where like you
conversation. Yeah, man. You gotta talk to people about these situations. I used to do triage. I used to actually work with a company called United Healthcare, and I would do triage on pregnant expecting mothers, people with heart conditions. I would talk to people over the phone. I worked in sales so long that I could talk to anybody about anything. So my old head used to say conversation rules the nation. You talk to somebody long enough, you get a chance to see if the most likely to give you a burning sensation or not. You go ahead, go raw or not, if depending on what's going on. But you gotta have a conversation. I think that's how I succeeded in life.
That's some new shit. I ain't.
Conversation is some new shit, bro.
No, I'm just saying, like figuring out like how to know if to go raw, because most of my partners, like, they been burned several times. You get what I'm saying? So I ain't never knew nobody who can kind of like figure it out by conversation. You get what I'm saying?
Well, where I'm from, a lot of people talk to people about what situation. I remember my homie talked about he used to go get his girls tested. He got burnt, and I'm not gonna say which one homie was, but he had a conversation with all of them. It was like, yo, I know one of y'all is out here messing up the cycle. We all gotta get tested. We all gotta get this cleared up. And he's a very open person to talk to people about their situations. I learned from him. I come from a long line of players.
Okay,
that people that talk to people about anything. You know, if you have the right attitude, you can talk to anybody about anything. And that conversation skill, I feel like that's the reason that I had never had STD. Some people feel like they never had COVID because they had other skills. I don't see the difference. Why is it weird? You said it was weird.
I mean, because I guess it's new to me, like somebody figuring out to go raw by conversation. I mean, everybody I know been burned. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, that's that's new to me, like somebody who know through conversation. But that's dope though that you can do that, man. That's a blessing, actually.
Thank you.
That's a blessing like a motherfucker. Okay, so tell the people where you originally from.
I'm from Toledo, Ohio.
Okay.
Born and raised West Side Toledo. I've spent all my life in 43607. I went to church there, went to work there at a McDonald's that's next to a barn. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the country. Like, I went to Rogers High School in Toledo, Ohio, West Toledo. I was on prom court. I was where I'm from is like the whole metro area is like 500,000 people. I grew up right near the college, so University of Toledo. About 30,000 people go there. It's a very large college, but the town also is full of union people. Like, my grandmother was in union, my dad's in union, my granddad retired from the union, my uncle probably still in union, my dad, my real dad and my stepdad are both union guys. That's where I'm from, man. I'm from the Rust Belt. You ever heard of the Rust Belt area?
I ain't never heard of it.
The Rust Belt is, look at cities like that had factories go away, like you from Tuscaloosa, right?
Yeah.
They had factories go away, and then there's a lot of places that they had hospitals go away. They had other kind of institutional buildings go away. Like, I went to North Birmingham, Alabama, where they had that whole hospital that had the windows broken down on the north side. And on the north side of North Birmingham, Alabama, that's an example of the Rust Belt. I'm from Toledo, Ohio, where we had auto factories. Glass was made there. Right, we're called the Glass City. So once some of those things went away, it messed up the economy for the Rust Belt. So that's where I'm from, man. I'm from a hard-working area, bro.
So you grew up with like your biological parents,
Stepdad and mom.
and like how was that relationship with your stepdad?
I've been having relationships with him since I was 3 years old. So I call him dad. 3 years old is a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The man did so much. I can't even complain. No, I say sometimes like when I laugh like my stepdad. Like I got my stepdad's laugh, which is a weird thing to say, but I do feel like I got my stepdad's laugh. So take from that how our relationship is. We got good days, bad days, but it's way better than it is bad. You feel what I'm saying?
So your real dad, is he in the picture, or what's the situation with him?
You want me to be honest?
1,000.
My real dad is on dope right now.
Like cracker?
Maybe. Like he's in. I seen him do powder before. You know what I mean? All kind of powders. His girlfriend. He gonna see. I guess public. I think it's public information. I think people know his girlfriend died of a heroin overdose. So you know, he was probably doing the powder. He had his shoulder messed up, right? So when you have shoulder messed up, they give you those pills, and I think that's how my dad got on it, bro. Like, but I've heard from different people in my life that he been like that all long that he known him. He been wild boy since he was like 13, according to some legend. So my dad's out there in Indianapolis, Indiana. Shout out to Jay. He gonna hear this.
So you know, a lot of times, like when you see a parent do something and they have a horrible experience with it, that make you not want to do it. So did that make you not want to do drugs because you seen your dad?
Before then, I've been on that time. He didn't start doing it until I was like grown.
Okay.
For real. Like you gotta think about how people are. Like I just saw him recently, right? I come up seeing him maybe when I was first come because my coach. My dad used to coach me, and I played football in high school. You know what I mean? And when I was playing football, my dad was my coach, one of my first coaches. He brought a beer to practice inside the cooler once. Everybody knows that story. And he was like coaching them. You know what I mean? He was able to have instructions, be out there. He was working a stable job. But I just saw my dad now. He like 6'4", like 160 some pounds now, like real skinny. Last time I saw him, he was drenched in sweat, and I was going on tour because I went to tour to Chicago. I'm from Chicago. Went past him, and he is drenched in, trying to get like holla at him because he's in Indianapolis because on the way from Atlanta to Chicago. Holla at him, doing bad, 160 pounds, drenched in sweat, you know. It is what it is with your pops. If all the people out there that's dealing with that's a real thing where you just gotta accept people. It's a day by day thing for a lot of us out there. But you gotta man up and you gotta but no, not you absolutely have to handle it. You absolutely have to understand what's going on. You can't ignore it. You can't fake your way out that situation. Like I like to look at the situation and tackle it with my pops. That's my relationship, man, with him.
Okay, so what would you say like the most traumatic experience you had as a child?
Traumatic experience I had as a child, man. Like I had a babysitter. I don't actually remember the whole situation, but I had a babysitter touch me before. A female babysitter touched me. Yeah, bro. That was probably traumatic. That was traumatic.
So did you ever tell anybody? Or?
Yeah, like when I was like 12. I told her way after the fact. It's already over with by then.
So you think that did it affect you any kind of way? You think later on, or
I got fat then. That was weird. Yeah, man. I think I dealt with it by eating.
Eating a lot.
Hell yeah. I think that when I look back at, I think about it because I was a skinny little kid. And then around that age, I got fatter.
So, like, it was a one-time thing, or it was just like
it probably is like once or I remember like maybe once, like during a movie type shit.
Yeah.
I remember like that situation.
Okay.
Like you remember like how it smells, like kind of situation, like cucumbers. Is that weird?
That's what she smelled like.
Yeah.
Hold on, so she made you touch her?
She was like, I think she was touching me, but I think that's like the smell she had.
Oh, okay.
I was a kid, bro. I wouldn't know what the fuck to touch. I couldn't imagine you have a kid trying to touch you. That's weird.
I'm saying, I know, like, when I was younger, like, kids was fucking, like, first grade, second grade.
First grade?
Yeah.
I was not one of those guys.
Yeah.
Not one of those guys, no. I did get mine. Lost my we talk about all that talk. You want to talk? When did you lose your virginity?
Bro, I was like 17.
I was like 18, going on 19.
Yeah, I was late, but like matter of fact, I stayed in Missouri, and like my friends, like they was fucking, like they used to make fun of me, like in elementary school, like they was already fucking.
Oh, that's so hilarious.
So,
what kind of jokes they have? Jokes. People don't make fun of me that because my name growing up was Hedro, right? So I used to always have jokes. I've always had jokes on people. People wouldn't. They will fuck with me about it, but I always got what I wanted to get eventually. Like I ended up hooking up with somebody like senior year. You know what I'm saying? I think that's like regular shit, bro. I think most people kind of by senior year they kind of figure it out.
Yeah, but
you weird if you get like to 22 and you a dude and you ain't figured it out yet. If you get to like 20 and you a dude and you ain't figured it out yet, something going on.
I had opportunities, but like something would happen like when I was younger. Yeah. And I remember like when I was in the 8th grade, this girl like she started feeling on me. She was like, let's go in the woods. And I froze up.
You was in the country.
I froze up. Matter of fact, we was in Memphis and I froze. It was a lot of other times where like somebody's parents would come, so you had to leave real quick. Yeah. But it was just like shit kept happening. But 17, I hit something finally.
Finally.
Okay, so what situation you feel gave you trust issues?
I had a somebody that was in the organization of mine for a little bit. I thought they was talking shit about me, and when I came back, I thought somebody in my Mason organization was talking shit about me, and then I came back, talked to other brothers, and it's like, if you hear somebody like that talking shit, you should punch him in the mouth. Then I got confident again, and then I didn't see him for a little bit. But when I found, but after I talked to, it was actually my homie Ardis. I talked to my homie Ardis. My homie Nick was like, bro, if Ardis was doing something, you should punch him in the mouth. I was like, damn, I should do it. So, and talking to a little bit wasn't nothing. But people in my circle was just like, had me like tripping. It's like, cause I was staying with a whole bunch of people. So I kind of believe that about the homie. So my first trust issues has to do with the trust of crowds. So you can be a room full of people and not trust nobody in there, right?
I mean, you can trust them to a certain extent. Like you can trust them to get your back in a fight, but you can't leave no money around them because you know they'll steal it. You get what I'm saying?
A room full of people.
Yeah.
So that situation taught me trust issues. Yeah.
Okay, so in 2021, what would you say your biggest win, your biggest loss, and your biggest failure was?
Biggest win was joining hip hop fraternity. Biggest loss was dropping a Heartland radio show on High Unique Radio. And my biggest failure was my failure to communicate my wants and needs before I signed the contract.
Oh, you signed?
Yeah, I signed a partnership agreement. But I dropped the show. So, no more show. I dropped the label. But I can't use the show again. Like, I ain't been using it until that's coming. I had to figure that out because I signed something. You don't want to violate nothing that you signed, right?
Nah, I ain't never signed nothing. I usually just pay for the space, and That's what I usually do, and you know.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know nothing about signing nothing unless I'm gonna be getting some regular check or something. Then I probably think about that, but you know, I don't think I'd do that. But I remember when I was at ATL with Radio, when new people would try to come on,
Yeah.
he would be telling them to sign something.
Yeah.
Then I had people call me asking me about it. I said, bro, I don't know. Like, I didn't sign nothing. I just know about paying for the space and you do your shit. So.
Well, when I was on Highly Integrated with like, can I go into the business?
Yeah,
like
go
that's
ahead.
good.
Go ahead.
So I was only signed to my old partners. So when I had Harlan Radio and I had my old partners, we just had sponsors. We had what kind of partnership agreement? So they had 50% partnership. I had 50% partnership. We laid out the terms. I can have the Diddy show on the side. We laid out the terms of. We talked about renewal dates and things of that nature. So we laid out that, but to ourselves, I paid that. So that was between us. When we got on the air and How Unique, I did not sign nothing with How Unique. I was on there, but I knew we had to go ahead, like you said, and pay vendor fees and things of that nature. You know, much respect to How Unique Radio because they give out good deals for the space. Facts, which is factuals.
Okay, so well, you just said somebody was talking behind your back, but this was my question: is a person who talked behind your back because you was ahead of them? So did you kind of felt like that was the reason the guy was talking about?
Talk behind your back because you're ahead of them.
Yeah.
Next question. Don't have nothing for that.
Okay. Okay, last time somebody took advantage of you because you was being nice.
I had a club owner. I found out they're a club owner now that actually took a rent check out of my house. I had got my rent in a money order because I didn't have a checking account. I had checks. I had a checking account, but I didn't have checks. You dig what I'm saying? Like I didn't have no checkbook, so I was like, "Fuck it, I just go ahead and I paid 50 cents every time just to get a money order because it's easier for me than trying to fucking spend the whole day getting checks." You know what I mean? I make that. That's my day I can have and make some money at. You feel what I'm saying? So by the time I spend the whole day, I ain't made $200. And how much am I spending on these money orders? $1 a piece, 24. Like you know what I mean? Like, you stay there for 4 years, you only pay $50 for money orders, so it's cool. And get them out. So I had money orders for my place. I had somebody stay with me, and then I asked them to leave, and they took my rent money order out when they left. Why you laughing, bro? That happened to me, bro.
I'm just saying.
I had to file a police report, right? To file an insurance claim.
Yeah.
To get my shit back. So that
you got it back?
Got my money back, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I bought it with a debit card.
Okay.
I had the that fraud protection on there. But in order to claim fraud, guess what you gotta do?
What?
You gotta identify. You gotta place a police report. You gotta sign an affidavit saying that you. So I signed my affidavit. Hell yeah. I ain't steal my own money order.
Yeah, I started.
But they know who it is, bro. They know it is. I just never. Crazy part is about the affidavit though. I got it without even having their real name. So I never even got a chance to try to get real justice back. I actually tried to get them on a charge.
How you know they took it though, or you just?
Who else took it? Who else would have took it? Bro?
I'm saying you just guessing that they took it.
I went and got the receipt and I saw that it was signed. I had a name for the person that signed it. Never got in contact with him to verify that it was his name. But it was a name on there from somebody that cashed it. Who else would have did that? Who else would have had access to it? It was in my crib.
Yeah, they got you, man.
Thank you.
But I mean, you got it back, so it was just like, it just kind of delayed shit for you. But got you is when you don't get no money back, that shit just gone. You just fucked up. But yeah, you got it back though. Okay, so a valuable lesson you learned shit, I'm blanking right now. Valuable lesson you learn about yourself in a relationship, and a valuable lesson you learn about relationships in the industry.
We talk about romantic relationships because I have valuable advice I learned in romantic relationships. I have valuable advice I learned in family relationships. I gotta quit saying shit like I gotta quit saying shit that's off the top of my mind in those type of relationships. You know what I mean? Learn to think before you speak, and those things will help you out in those type of relationships. Which also does translate over to the industry relationships. You gotta think before you speak. I got some of my first industry experience in Columbus, Ohio, when I was trying to get gigs as a DJ. My goal was to get gigs as a DJ. One way you can get gigs as a DJ is open up for other DJs. So I went out to different clubs. I met half a dozen DJs, politic with a lot of them, but I ended up meeting up with my dude DJ Pish, and then I also met up. He became my mentor, put me on to the spots. I got to DJ my first ever swingers club because of him. That was dope. Only swingers club I ever DJed. And
so they fuck out in the open, or they?
Yeah. Imagine like they fuck out in the open. And then I met DJ. Damn, he not DJ no more. He's my Facebook friend. He's a cute. I think his name is just escaping me right now. But Pitch definitely put me on to different spots. My man, he put me on, but then he joined into the military. He left to Columbus. So when I was going to him, I was making sure that I was saying like, "Yo, I want to open up for you," and like being very intentional in the words and think about what you're doing when you go out there. Like I heard you was talking about that on your interview.
What?
Just talking about going to showcases and how there's nobody that was at the showcase that was there. Now, I've heard is just showcases for practice. The argument you saying showcase for practice, not as a good thing. You don't feel like it is.
I mean, I guess when you starting out, but then once you go to 100 open mics,
yeah,
you need to be
101.
Yeah, it's got to be something that's better than just like practicing all the time. You get what I'm saying? Like getting a podcast interview or getting some money to where like you can finance a cover or some studio time or something like that.
Okay. That's cool. I'm gonna take that information in, and I'm gonna use that information but I heard so many people over the last couple of weeks talk about it just being practice thing for the artists, and because I know that like a lot of the times that people don't get their shit, I be worried, I be frightened sometimes for these artists. They go out there thinking they about to get $150,000 promotional budget, and all they do is charge you $5,000 for a regular interview. You know what I mean? Like you gotta watch how the budget goes when the game comes to actually what you're gonna be getting.
But I mean, a lot of times, sometimes you can meet important people, like just being out, like how a lot of people get on. You just meet somebody and build a relationship. So that's one thing you can keep in your mind if you still constantly keep going to a lot of them. But just keep introducing yourself and networking, and sometimes you'll just meet. It's about meeting the right person. So
that's right. No, I did too this year. I implemented something new, like in my networking. When I'm going out, I'm trying to get 5 new IGs.
Yeah.
Period. Every time I'm going out to an event, I'm gonna walk up to people now, like you're a rapper. Take your phone out. Put my name. Put my IG in your phone. I'll follow back. Started right there. 5 minimum. Very intentional. Like doing 10 push-ups a day. Like very intentional about what you're gonna do.
Yeah, actually. Well, I mean, I got up to like 100. I do like 100 twice a day, 5 days a week. But I've been kind of fucking up because I run teams. And kind of fuck up my schedule. But I at least get 8 to 1,000 a week. I try to.
You try to do 8 to 1,000 push-ups every week?
Mm-hmm.
Look at you.
I mean, it take a while to get up there. I mean, I couldn't do more than 20. So it take a minute. You just gotta keep pushing through even when you weak. But yeah, you'll get there. Okay. someone you could go years without speaking to, but the relationship would remain solid.
College friends, friends that know me by my other nicknames. Those guys, the guys, all those people. Like, I would definitely connect with somebody. Like, I just got off the, well, yeah. So I just got off the phone with my homie from the fantasy football, Jimmy. I was just talking to Jimmy. We was playing fantasy football. He FaceTimed me out the blue. We just start joking back and forth right then. But we stay in contact. We text. We in the text group. Those people would definitely be easier. So I'm gonna up it some. Everybody that's in my text chain, all them people I got. I mean, text chain. I got probably 3 or 4 going. Let me think. I got one. I got college group me. I got an IG group me. Yeah, but I think it's something about this social media and like the connecting to people that does it for me. That I would feel like those people for sure. It would just like jump right back off again. We've been following the same things.
Okay. Okay. People suffer more in their imagination than reality. Something that bothers you more in your mind than in real life.
I don't like to swim in dark pools. That's something that I don't like to do. That's odd, right? I don't think that, I'm terrified of the dark. Like, real talk, I like making people turn the light on.
So like, will you cry? Like if you was in a dark?
I get a little panicked, but I don't cry. No, I'm not gonna cry. But I am a crier though. Like I cry like I was a substitute teacher, and I remember I was watching the 7th grade boys play 21, and I was watching the 8th grade boys play 21. Right, I just like watching people different development stages, like how much they're going to change for the better, how they're learning things, and how like these are people that are eventually going to take over the world. It's just like, damn, this is like a heavy moment. Like just watching. Like I remember I was judging a contest. I saw these kids that were doing my first day substitute teaching, because I used to be a substitute teacher. This kid jumped on the desk in the middle of the first period. After he jumped on the desk, I had to calm him down, and like it was an honors class. At the end of the day, though, he ended up doing a poem because I was in a part of a judging of a Black History contest as a teacher. And I remember I cried because like, damn, this little motherfucker could go. Sorry, I don't mean to say motherfucker. This little person. No disrespect to my man. He probably is. He's either doing 2 things right now based on his life. He's either the leader of the gang, or he's like kidding on the way to law school right now, or like getting a career. He's working on his LLC or something right now, because the way that his 2 sides to him was just amazing that you could just see that, and I got like a little emotional like that. I cry like Dick Vermeil. Like if I was ever a coach, I'd definitely be a crying coach. I cried when I coached my nephew's t-ball game last year. He was playing t-ball and he was crying about the ball situation, and I was like cried to him, but that was like some t-ball shit. I cry at t-ball, bro, so I'll cry.
Okay, so who was the last female made you cry, and why? Like, what she did to make you cry?
No, last female made me cry. Ooh, man, it's been no females ever made me cry. No females ever made me cry. I can honestly say that.
Damn, that's crazy. So you ain't never been in love?
I say I've been kind of in love, yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah, I love them. I love things about them. I love things about them. I love the time we spent together. Yeah. I love to spend some more time with them.
Yeah.
Now I love.
So you just cool with making memories. It ain't got to be like, you ain't never got with somebody and was like, I want this shit to be forever.
Nah, not yet. I haven't decided to be with nobody forever, because I would be with somebody forever then if I had decided to be with them forever. I feel like that's my mind state of it. But I do hear what you're saying. You're saying this is the type of person I can see myself being with forever. Mm-hmm. Now that to me is different. When you're talking about somebody being with somebody together forever, you're looking at like the way they make you feel in the moment. And the moments could be great. You can see yourself like, yo, this type of person maybe, like Andre said, you are the prototype, you know. I know you're not the one, but not you the prototype. I feel like that is that feeling. Does that sound like that type of feeling? I had that feeling before. I think I'm in love. That feeling again. But nah, bro. I ain't never like proposed to a woman, nothing like that. Never lived with a woman. Like that's basic stuff about me.
Well, I mean, I guess that's good. I mean, it's wasted time, you know, if you ain't really finna be with them like that, living together and all that kind of shit. So I guess you save a lot of time and money if, you know, you deciphering all the bullshit, because when you live with somebody, yeah, it should be somebody you gonna marry and have kids with, so you ain't wasting no time out here. Okay, last time you had a good instinct that a person or a situation was bad.
I saw a famous producer, artist, rapper at the indie tailgate. Shout out to DJ Baby Slim and XSJ. This person was so inebriated I didn't put their interview out. Afterwards, I saw them at the BMF event, and they got on stage and they was so destroyed, bro. That it just didn't make no sense how destroyed they were. And I'm like, bro, this person is like, they killing themselves right in front of us. And I'm like, I'm glad I didn't put that interview out. I thought about that today. I saw some other stuff they did.
So I mean, you feel like that's a bad thing when people show like a person when they kind of in a bad moment?
Yeah, cause I got love for the homie. Yeah, I wouldn't want to see him out there down bad.
Okay, that's what's up. Okay, so if you're losing an argument, do you get loud and start saying a whole bunch of bullshit, or do you stop and listen and tell the person they're right?
I'm not losing too many arguments, and if I do like to argue, I'm only arguing if I do know it. And if we arguing, I'm like trying to stop it. I'm the person that's trying to stop an argument. I'm not going. But I got faults. You know what I mean? I've heard that I troll if I'm losing an argument. Like somebody's getting on my nerves, I would just troll them.
What, like saying the same thing over and over?
That sounds like I'm not a psychopath with it. I would be in. It would have to be in the moment. Yeah, I might be like, what about this? Like he asked the same question 14 different ways. That's me. That's trolling, isn't it? If I ask you what color's your shirt.
And I guess he kind of is. Yeah, but I do that sometimes.
Do you like blue shirts? And like, just keep going.
You just figure out another way to ask them. Usually if you do it, like they answer the question.
Facts.
They'll answer
they answer it, yeah, eventually. Because at the end of the day, arguing is not worth it. You get more people together with enthusiasm than you get with negativity.
Yeah. For
sure. The arguing. Like, proving your point, I feel like you got to be, what's the word? So you have coercion, and then you have more of transformative leadership. So you type of person that takes a situation, and somebody's coming at me like a 9, I'm gonna try and drop them down. I'm not trying to have them at no 10. Like, don't take them to 10. They come at 9. Drop them motherfuckers down. That's transformative in the relationship. That's the leadership skill, I believe. Be able to take somebody that's 9 and take them down to a 4. You know what I mean? You did good. If they come in piping hot mad and you took them out to a 4, they still mad, but they.
I mean, there's somebody who really ain't set on that situation. Because if you set on something, you don't give a fuck what a motherfucker talking about.
I totally agree, but you don't want nobody coming there and then take you all the way. Like some people come in at one person at a 9, and they take them to a 10. They just do something to set them off.
Okay, let's go into that then.
Go ahead.
Since we said a person coming in on 9 and you taking a 10. Okay, we was talking about this situation earlier. The Euro Goddess situation.
Euro Goddess situation.
Okay, so if he came in on you like that and called you a fuck ass nigga and said something about your chain and he disrespected you as much as he could, and what would you do in that situation?
Get that nigga out of there. Get that nigga out of there ASAP. You gotta get out first. I'm on air. You come in. I imagine I'm over here just talking shit right now, and somebody come in on me right now through the door. I'm like, yo, you gotta get the fuck out of here, bro. And then and have them leave the situation, because how it did in the video, that's how you can end up like he was in the video.
But
when
I'm
motherfuckers
saying,
in your face going back and forth with you on your show like that. That's how you end up in that situation, because when the situation arose and the motherfucker was in there, you didn't just get them out the space. Because obviously, you had some kind of issue with them in the beginning just to say what you were saying, right?
Yeah.
And you just not about to let the motherfucker in there without going through the process, right? You got policies. People just not about to, like, if we just are sitting here right now on the show, somebody can't just barge in. I had to get instructions to get here, right? You know what I mean? I had to get let in the door. If you ain't even letting the door, this is my space.
Then what happened was somebody propped the door open. That's how he got in at that other station. Somebody like I propped the door open for you.
But you know what I mean. That's
yeah.
a metaphor that we have in this thing of ours.
Okay, so did he do the right thing, you think, just by just sitting there? Or?
When you let it go like that, that's when the shit can go left. For sure, for real. So that's how I'm not surprised it went left. He wouldn't have got to that point with me. I would have been, yo, calm down. What is you talking about? Get out of here. Pop my shit. My shit is real. Goddamn niggas over here coming at me talking shit because I said you talking shit. See, because I said you talking shit about another man. Like, that's what we doing this about? Because I said you was talking shit about another man that I feel like did something for you that I got a relationship with. Now you want to come at me about that relationship. Cool. Not now. Not that loud.
No, but I'm saying you didn't watch the video. He said Euro a hoe and Boom Man a hoe.
Even worse. So that's worse than what I'm talking about. So he called a man a hoe.
Yeah.
And then he walk in here.
He had to come see you, yeah.
I don't call. Okay. I had a situation where I was talking shit about. I know, bro. If somebody comes to me, I'll handle it. I don't take it to a 10. I knock that shit down. Even if it's dealing with somebody that's famous, and they come at me on 10 about my opinion. Now, calling somebody a hoe, not opinion. I'm fighting words, right? But if I see a difference of opinion, I had those situations. Fighting words is fighting words. You gotta be willing to fight if you talk fighting words. That's so weird though to me, talk fighting words, or if you're not really fighting.
And then they come see you and you on some shit like you don't keep that same energy. That make people look at you a little different.
Cause you can still be on fighting, just not then. You can still be on fighting, just not then. So don't. You can always have that back in your back pocket, right? Like say you kick the nigga out and you is on fighting word time, like you know what I'm saying? I said I said you're on, I mean it, right? I'm not gonna fight in here with all these equipments and microphones. I feel like I'm a defensive person, right? Yeah. I'm a civilian, so don't do nothing to me. You feel what I'm saying? Because I would hate to have to hurt you behind some shit. I'm not going to be. I'm not an offensive person. I'm a civilian like a motherfucker. I'm sidewalk gang. You know, people in the streets. I'm in the sidewalk. I watch from the sidewalk. That's the way I feel about it. I feel like that's just like the way that you should approach it. So to answer your question, somebody come in there on me like that, de-escalating the situation, but you're asking me my mindset. I can't really talk about if you feel like those are fighting words or not. What do you feel like? You feel like those are fighting words?
Yeah.
Was he trying to fight him?
I think he tried to put on a show though, but I feel like.
Well, then he just trying to tell a joke and it went bad. It's just a bad joke.
No, but you gotta. You have to say something to like rile him up if he come in there trying to rile you up. He should have been like, "Fuck you, hoe ass nigga," or at least call the nigga a hoe or say the shit you said behind his back, like "fuck you, hoe ass nigga," or something to make the nigga mad.
Everything you say in front of his face, back you gotta say to his face for sure.
Yeah,
that's a rule.
Or keep that same kind of energy, like
keep your energy, but. If you sidewalk gang, be sidewalk gang, and I keep my disputes down to a minimum. I took out I treat shit. I had a scale in my rating system for Heartland. It was Hall of Fame, lit, regular, and then below that I used to have trash. Yeah. I took out trash. Now it's just regular lit Hall of Fame.
You scared what people gonna do to you or something?
It's up to the people out there. It's not to me to call nobody else trash. That's disrespectful to somebody that works on this shit. I can see how they can find it disrespectful. That's how I view it. And I've grown to be like that.
Anybody approached you about calling their shit trash when you was doing it?
I did have somebody that I thought called their shit regular.
Yeah.
But when I saw the homie in the club and he showed me his video, he is working on this shit since then. He said that was the first time anybody ever reviewed this shit stuff, and I called it regular. And he put out some music, and I put some of his new music on my mixtape because I was like, yo, so calling somebody regular got me some results. Never had nobody come at me about no trash. So. But I did have I seek advice from counsel. So I when I make decisions and stuff, I like to see it. I talk to my friends, and my friend told me about, gave me that idea. And I thought it was a valuable thing to not say trash. What do you think? Go back to trash?
I don't know. I mean, it depends on what kind of person you are, because you got to be willing to deal with motherfuckers who gonna see you and be like, what the fuck was you talking about? Because I've had people tell me, like, take interviews down. Like, they coming at me aggressive through the DM, and it just be like, bro, I ain't taking that down. Like, you get what I'm saying? And then I had motherfuckers, like, went back and forth, and they was talking about when they see me, and like, the nigga ain't know I ain't had no kids, so he was like, yeah, nigga, I'm gonna find your kids or some shit and all this. So when I went looking for the nigga, I go find the nigga smile and shake my hand. So
that'd be the wildest shit when people do that. When people when they talk shit and then they smile. Oh, I feel like I had somebody do that to me recently, but not I can't think to. But I get the attitude shift when you go address somebody and then they switch up. I'm on Twitter, so Twitter is a good space to see somebody switch up their energy when they come up with shit like that. Never had nobody run up me for trash stuff. Dang, man. All right, what's the next question? Because I feel like I don't what else? Because I don't know what else where we left off at.
Okay, I guess give me some bad experiences you had in the industry.
I met some girls on a dance floor in Columbus, Ohio, and this was a formative experience. It taught me how dealing with women. I had several different experiences dealing in the industry, but one experience I had was I was talking to a group of girls. The DJ came to me and said, "Oh, these girls is my girls," and it was trying to like check me on them. I felt like I lightweight got blackballed from a DJ crew. Being out young and drunk and out here talking to the hot girls. got me some heat in Columbus, Ohio.
That's a hater nigga who do that.
The world is full of haters, hoes, and pimps. Which one we gonna be, man?
Okay, a bad memory you can't let go.
Top of my head, not going to my auntie's funeral in the industry. Nah, I'm talking about my personal. Not going to my auntie's funeral. I ain't go to my aunt's funeral. That was fucked up. To my auntie's funeral. I ain't go to. Rest in peace.
You got a thing with like looking at dead bodies, or you just like fuck it.
It was. It's so working for yourself. It's just trying to figure out where your bag gonna be coming from. I've gone on trips and come back so fucked up, bro. You ever go on a vacation and come back fucked up? And then you just be like, yo, I just don't want to deal with that. I can go on this trip, but I don't want to deal with not eating. I don't want to have to deal with being short on cash. I don't want to sponsor it. And it's a fucked up way to look at it. I shouldn't look at it like that. I look at it like, you a man, you're supposed to be in a better position. Like that's a hard thing to say.
So you just couldn't afford it?
Hell yeah.
Well, I mean, if you can't afford it, that ain't on some funny shit. I mean, you can't afford it, you can't afford it. I mean, you ain't really doing that wrong in that situation. But you know how some people, they can afford it, and they'll go to something from like a friend might have a wedding, they'll go to that, but if somebody passed in their family, they'll be like, fuck this shit, I ain't...
Nah, that's some fuck shit.
Yeah.
I'm not. Thank you for that little bit of clarification, because I don't, no, that's not my mode of operation. Would you stay in a city that was cold if the bread was right? Because I would move to New York City if the bread was right.
How much money you talking?
Life-changing money. You got a number in your head. The number that is realistically for your field possible.
But these motherfucking podcasts be getting, some of them get 6 figures a month, man.
Life-changing. You don't think about going, it's snowing outside?
Yeah, I could deal with that. I mean, you'll be able to prepare for it too. So,
yeah.
And then if you can't move around, I mean, you can't move around. You can't get to the station. You can't get to the station. So, hell yeah.
So if it's, when it comes to the bread helps a lot of things. Well, I would love to go out there if I had bread and comfort everybody, feed the whole fam, pay for somebody else to come. That's how I feel about the bread. The bread gives you freedom. I had a boss tell me one day, a job equals liberty. You have the freedom to buy whatever you want, to eat Chipotle whenever you want, because you work in this job. That's your freedom. That's your freedom right there from this paycheck. That's what it gives you.
Okay. Yeah. One more thing about Ego. If he watch it, I ain't got no beef with it.
He did.
You know what I'm saying? You can holler at me. It ain't no beef on my end. You know what I'm saying? So it's all love, man. If you see this shit for real, ain't nobody tripping on this shit. Okay.
Bro. Ego. We don't want no trouble, bro.
I'm
a civilian. Ego. I don't want no trouble, right?
Nah, you ain't.
I don't think Ego know me. I did a party for Ego this last summer.
That's what's up.
He helped me get my name out there, so that's what the party was. Is all about helping me get my name out there. So shout out to Ego for doing that. He didn't have to do that. You know what I mean? He puts on big productions.
Yeah.
But in the situation, he asked me a question. That's how I handle it. But continue.
Okay, the last time you tried your best and it wasn't enough.
Your best not being enough. When I was on a certain radio station, and I called myself trying to navigate this this station, they weren't giving contracts out. So when I was trying to get before I was like, well, we go up there, we doing like pilot episodes. I was the first person to say pilot episodes. They're just calling it practice. I'm like, bro, how we practicing radio? Like, I've been doing radio for too long, but whatever. I was calling pilots just to make myself sane. I would ask for contracts, wouldn't get no contracts. I ended up having. Let me ask. The question was, what was the question again?
Oh, the last time you tried your best and it wasn't enough.
I tried my best to navigate that situation, right? Dealing with them, working with the people, but at the end of it, I still was told that I wasn't welcome back up to the station. They didn't want me on the show no more. So it gave me an out. It gave me an easy out from leaving it, for being out of the station. But I wanted to be there though, and I was trying my best, but I just couldn't. I didn't listen to my first mind. I feel like if I would just stuck to my first mind, I'd be like, no, I ain't come there. No, that's the contract's right. I would never have dealt with that.
So you think they got rid of you because you wanted the contract?
No. I think they got rid of me because I took a picture with some plaques, and I was just like being in the office space and just taking pictures of the radio station.
Yeah, that don't sound like the reason.
That's what it can't be the contracts, right? It can't be the contracts. That would be messed up.
I mean, it could be because motherfuckers be one people around them who don't really know much. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because somebody could come to you about.
Well, I don't know. No, I wouldn't say that about the person. You saying people who want people around them that don't know much?
Yeah.
Man, I have a problem where I feel like we need like you think that's okay? You think that's okay for people to feel like that? You think that's the way that we should move, or do you think?
No, I don't think you should move like that. But there's,
thank you.
It's
So I don't want to be around
parasites, man. They gonna get what they can.
Well, if they move like I don't want to be around nobody that don't move the right way. I'm gonna sit here and think about this person move the right way. I try to be the stupidest person in the room. I try to make all my friends as smarter than me. I try to make sure it's hard. It's harder for a lot of my friends to be smarter than me. You know what I mean? I'm a very smart, intelligent person, but I try my best to deal with only intelligent people. If you on some weirdo stuff.
Yeah, they say if you're the smartest person in your group, you need another group of people to be around.
That's facts, right? You would hope that it wasn't because I wanted the contract and wanted to be some peons around them. I feel like it was. I feel like there's more to it that I don't really know. So maybe the person that saw me with the plaques really had an issue going on with them, and they had some kind of axe to grind with me. I don't know. Maybe.
Did you never try to ask them?
Never ran into them. Cause I was like, yo, I thought it's all love.
Why didn't you call them? We can get their number.
I'm gonna be like a G. I'm gonna be a player about it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait till I see them in person, because they did give me my out. You know what I'm saying? I got my out that I wanted anyway. So I really won out of the whole situation. But so even when I didn't do my best, I still won.
Okay. Last time you made the best out of a bad situation.
Had not having a radio show after dropping the other radio show, linking up with the hip hop fraternity because they gave me everything I wanted. They gave me all my terms and conditions, and I would not have found that situation if I hadn't dropped my other show. So dropping my other show, which was a stressful moment because I started the relationship with Highly Unique Radio. I had to block people. I had multiple relationships, like we were intertwined for like 6 months, 8 months. It was hard to break up, but I made the best out of the situation and found hip hop fraternity.
Okay, here's a J. Cole quote. He says, "Sometimes our dreams come true, and sometimes our fears do too." So I guess give me something that a fear yours that came true.
Mm. That's a good question, because I do believe that fears come true. I feel like you attract things when you think about them too much. You do attract those things. A fear that came true. Because I'm in the relation in the industry. Um, hmm. A fear that came true in the industry is a hard thing, because I start thinking about situations that came true that were dreadful. I mean, I had some bad things happen to me. I had people. I worked on whole albums and they didn't come out. I
For big artists?
But no, the homies.
Oh.
Whole homie albums that didn't come out. I would had I've that was a stressful situation. That was a stressful situation. I did I always was a little bit afraid that, damn, since I don't have them on paperwork, that it's not going to come through. It's not actually going to be out, and that we're just not going to be able to do what we need to do with this record. Then I would lose. You know what I mean? I would lose, and that happened. That happened with it. So what I did from that situation, I learned to put people on paperwork, as simple as text messages, and let them know in writing, like, yo, this is what I want. This what it is. It's this percent. Let's move forward. You know.
Oh, that works. Like just
It's legal.
Yeah. Okay, that's what's up.
But it also, like, is very clear as day. Like, a nigga just like can see. I sent you this, said this is the number. This is the date. This is what I'm gonna be doing with it. This one be putting it out, and that's good enough for the homies. So that way I'm not running to where I'm running now, where, like, if I try to put out that album or something like that, I couldn't push it. Yeah, nigga can go out in the public and be like, yeah, he didn't check with me. I always like to communicate.
Okay, name I guess well, bridge you should have crossed and a bridge you should have burned. I like the situation.
I should have. That's a good question, right? The bridges should cross. I should have joined when I first came here. There was a station that I was on, and I was the DJ for this radio show. The radio show ended up leaving the station, but the station was still messing with me. But I came in with the radio show. End up putting myself in between both of them, and I should have stayed with the station and still kept my relationships with the show, because I feel like the show wasn't going nowhere. But I saw where the money was at even then, where the opportunity was, and I left the opportunity for a friendship. I feel like that's something I would have done over again, because you don't lose a friend chasing the money. They're still there, because eventually those people kick me off the show.
Okay, so okay about DC Young Fly turning down being a host for Nick Cannon? Do you think that was the right thing to do because he had a friendship with Nick?
Yes, yeah. Nick Cannon and DC Young Fly. DC Young Fly did the right decision. Everybody has their own decisions to make. That's a little bit different than my situation. I totally agree with what DC Young Fly did.
What's the? I mean, you turned down something because of the friendship, right?
There was no paper involved with. I turned down something because of friendship. It was a bigger group of people too. At the time that it was seeing myself being part of a show, I always wanted to be a part of a show. They had, at the time, it looked like they had what was could have been something. Like I was coming from Columbus, Ohio, doing a show inside the flea market to doing a show inside their studio home was just like a world, like world changing for me. And that show enabled me to do that. So I stayed with that show. So if I would have been on that show, that's the show, right? A more analogous would have been like, yo, they kicked off the host of that show, and now you're going to be the host of that show. The studio kicked off the host of the show, now you're going to be the host of that show. I wouldn't have done that. Right? That's different. That's the difference. This is like it. DC Young Fly is that situation, which didn't happen to me. My situation would be more like, say, Nick Cannon took Wild 'N Out away from MTV, but DC Young Fly signed to MTV to do his own spin-off shit, right? I decided to stay with Wild 'N Out, and I didn't. That's what that situation looked like. Does that make sense? How the two situations are different?
Yeah, I guess.
It's a long explanation. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I see the difference as far as like kicking somebody off and putting somebody on.
I wouldn't have been. Yeah, like I'm not going to be the host of the show that brought me in because the studio kicked them out one day. Like, no, I'm worried with my dog. We going somewhere else.
Okay, we're gonna talk about some real news. Regina King's 26-year-old son committed suicide.
Yeah.
They didn't really say how he did it though. But is it ever gotten bad for you that you considered suicide?
I have had somebody commit suicide in a class that I was in for training class. It's never that bad to commit suicide. It's never that bad to commit suicide. Suicide inspired me to go to college. This person killing themselves at their job. From what I understand, they killed themselves. The older I get, I feel like it may have been slang for they decided to, somebody's making a bad joke, right? But to me, at that time, I really believed that somebody killed themselves and didn't show up to the job no more. And I decided at that moment to change my life. I ended up getting a full ride scholarship to Southern University, Baton Rouge. After that moment, it's never that bad to kill yourself.
Oh, so have you been depressed, but that just didn't cross your mind?
I've been depressed. I've been depressed before, yeah. But suicide, no. I get depression. People are asking me before, would you want to live forever? I'm like, bro, would you want to live to 250 years old? Imagine being 250 years old and still living in an apartment.
I would, if my body didn't age bad.
Okay, that's good, but some people in our society, like, they don't have enough money to do the simple things that they want to do. Spend holidays and stuff. You wouldn't do that for 250 more years?
Eventually, bro, like, your money will, if you discipline yourself to save around a amount of money and put it in a bank and keep saving, you will be good in 300 years. You get what I'm saying? But if you
think that's your opinion. I have different opinions.
But I mean, of course, you'll learn to invest and stuff like that. I mean, I wouldn't. If you get that long, I feel like eventually you'll be a millionaire. Like, you know what I'm saying? I guess it's the mind frame you be in, because some people might need 10 years to be a millionaire. Somebody might need 100. You know what I'm saying? So, but I would.
Some people might need 250. Imagine being 250 and you never make it.
Well, hey, I mean, you'll be able to just enjoy life and keep making memories. I mean, to some people, it ain't all about getting all this money. It's just about, like, being with a family, raising kids, and having love and stuff like that, and just be okay. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't necessarily have to be, like, a millionaire to be, happy.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But I have fun with my family. And I could see how even with your being disappointment is real for some people. Yeah, like you just want to send your kid to Harvard right? Some people want to send their kids to Harvard. Some people want to pay for their kids this and that. It all takes money in this world. So it feels like, and I can see how it could be depressing to live forever. That's kind of a weird thing. That's my take, though. It could be depressing to live forever.
I don't think it would not be for me. I mean, some people let their kids find their own way. Like, don't come to me about sending you to school. Like, I'm gonna get you a car, and a dependable car, and you figure out the rest. You get what I'm saying? You work hard and make your own way. So,
yeah,
if you think like that, then that's not gonna bother you because you can't send your kid to a $500,000, you know what I'm saying, education. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you. I agree with you because my mindset is, I've learned that changing my mindset on credit. I'm in the 600 clubs now. As far as my credit, I always wasn't there. I was in the low 400s at one point because I said, "Fuck it, I don't give a damn about these people. I'm just be cash forever." And that was an immature mindset that was. But I've grown, and I understand that you got to tackle those things. And you definitely would have to be a fool to be broke after 100 years of going through it.
Because a lot of times, like with me, I keep fucking up because I keep buying new cars and shit like that. But I already got my house and shit. But I just be thinking about all that money I could have saved if I would have just kept that fucking regular car. And you know what I'm saying?
Like when you're 130 years old, you be over having the other cars just be able to
I'm over that shit now. I just got to pay this shit off and I'll be alright.
So
I just can't get up in no child support shit because that'll fuck me up. Like having kids by a bitch ain't gonna be with. So as long as I don't do that, I'm gonna be alright. You feel me?
What's the best for you, brother? What's the best for you?
Okay, appreciate it. Okay, so who do you think is watching your moves and wish they treated you differently?
I hope none of them are. I really hope they all move forward with their life, and don't contact me if you are watching my moves and wishing bad for me. Don't contact me. I don't want to meet that person. I like to imagine everybody's living their best life like I am.
Okay, so do you think it's more peaceful to be alone or being with a partner that loves you?
I think people are meant to be together, and a certain level of peace that comes from being able to be peacefully silent with somebody.
Peacefully what?
Silent with somebody. There's a certain level of peace that comes from being with somebody, like a trust fall. That's my opinion on it. I think people are meant. I think God didn't design men to be alone. I think God designed men to be with a woman. So they have company, like friends, family,
but
society. We're not designed to just be like in no. That's why people go crazy in isolation.
But I'm saying, you don't think some people be like unfit to be with a partner? Like you ever be around a bitch, you can ask her something so simple and they fucking just go crazy over something so small. You might be like, hey, what you doing Friday? Why you asking me what I'm doing Friday? All these people you be like, bro, like you ain't gotta like.
I do agree. But to go back to what we talked about earlier, like once they grow older, they grow out of that, hopefully. And there's more of them that, well, you say no?
Some, because you meet old women that just be mad for nothing.
So ask me a question again, because maybe I'm misunderstanding what you're saying. You're saying be peacefully alone with somebody, be alone and peaceful.
Is it more peaceful alone or being with a partner that loves you?
Peaceful being alone. It's probably being peaceful with a partner that loves you. Definitely, because you'll be able to. If somebody loves you, they ain't gonna stress you like that. Like that girl voice you just had. That don't sound like a loving voice. I want to hear a different voice if you're talking about that. Imagine the voice being different than that.
I'm saying, you gotta understand too. The definition of love is the deep affection for somebody. So, love don't really. It's not really just how a person treats you. Like, you get what I'm saying? That's not a part of it.
My parents argue.
Yeah.
They yell in the house, but they love each other. It's so adorable sometimes. That's a different voice. That's a different voice than the voice that you just used. The voice that my parents just used is different. Yeah. I'm gonna play Exodus Live. That's a different voice. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? It's a different voice. Like.
Yeah.
It's gonna share. Oh, there you go.
Okay,
Oh, shit.
so I do a couple more. The last time someone lied and the lie was so bad, you felt like they were insulting your intelligence.
Ooh. Somebody lied to me. I think I insulted my intelligence recently. Somebody playing with me.
And what was the lie?
I had a promoter come to me and be like, I can get anybody into any club and not have them and get their music to the DJ and get their music played. And I'm like, who is you? You can't even do this in here right now without paying some money. So what are you talking about? Like, you insulted my intelligence by making by making this ludicrous statement that you is able to just go into any club and you that type of promoter. Like, you some super promoter. Like, who is you?
Who is this promoter?
A promoter on the internet, like a person that I met on at a club. Like, who is this person? I don't want to say their name. No free promo. Not going to do that. But it's a person that did that, and does that sound like a lie? That's a big ass lie, right?
Without no money? Yeah, that sounds like a lie.
It's super cap. It's super cap. You just can't walk anybody front door everywhere that you go in Atlanta. Come on now.
You had to be famous to do that.
Shit, bro, you better have some money.
I mean,
this rap shit don't go nowhere. Look, I'm telling you like this. I know organizations right now that won't let you be on a conference call. I would be like, they will have the most famous person in the world there as a guest, right? People will be a guest, but in order to get the services, they gotta pay for the bread. They gotta pay that bread. I imagine that, yeah, nothing's free. So, like, you become an employee, like some people are so famous that they get paid to be places, right? That's what we talking about. We talking about somebody walking in and just gonna think they're gonna get free bottles of liquor because they famous. All the free bottles of liquor, you know what I mean? Everybody has a cutoff. You probably can be famous, but like, I imagine some clubs, I don't, because you can't. It's not everywhere, right? You can be. I'm imagining who's the most famous person in the country.
Drake.
Walks into any bar
in Atlanta and get his music played. Like, hey, bro, play this. They gonna be so. They probably do it just for a picture. Hey, can say something on my IG?
See, no, I know that's not true.
What?
I saw a club where Rihanna and A$AP Rocky were outside.
Rihanna ain't bigger than Drake though.
Come on now.
She ain't bigger than Drake, bro.
Okay.
She big, but
I can't talk about the subject then.
Oh.
Because that's my premise, that Rihanna and Drake is about the same level of fame.
Who's famous as Drake?
Because Rihanna got denied from a club.
Snoop Dogg is just as famous as. Like, I'm talking about global, like, famous. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's my premise. Okay.
I say Snoop Dogg is.
Snoop Dogg's famous. I'm trying to think, bro. Like, I saw Rihanna didn't get into a club. I met, like, Snoop Dogg probably gets it. But you know what I'm saying? He's not Snoop Dogg. Like, that's when you start talking like ludicrous fame. That's, even then, I imagine, like, dang, Snoop did smoke inside the White House. I'm trying to think, where could Snoop not get into? You know what it is? You learned this in college. It's just a logical fallacy, right? There's never all, and there's never none. You know? So,
absolutely.
So when a person insults me because I understand logical fallacies, that you can't be all. You can be some, but you can't be all. And there's never none. There can be most. It can be very little, but there's never none of anything. There's always a bitch that's gonna go.
Okay,
If this other one don't go.
Okay, I guess it's about time to wrap it up. So, I guess tell me about your latest projects and like I guess how people can contact you. Like you do like parties and stuff. Or?
Absolutely, I'm at Whiskey Teas on Monday, and I have a party. I have a project that's coming out. It's Bag with Jay Brick, produced by Roman Armand. It's going to be coming out All-Star Game weekend. Actually, it's up right now. Everybody, if you want to listen to them, you can go ahead and listen to it on YouTube. I posted the video.
Oh, you produced it, or?
Yeah, I produced it, but I didn't make the beat though.
Oh.
So
I like Jay Brick though. That nigga, I feel like that nigga gonna be famous one day. He one of them artists. Yeah, you see and you be like, that nigga gonna make it if he keep going. It's a lot of artists. It's a few artists I see like that. I be like, that nigga gonna be famous. He just need to keep going.
Shout out to Jay Brick. So me and Jay Brick song is coming out All-Star Game weekend. We're shooting the video. So I'm putting together a Jay Brick. I saw him at a showcase, and I decided I wanted to do a song with him. I've also done songs with Jabba Ranks. Jabba Ranks is from Atlanta. I did a song with him. Our song's called Wrong Move. It's out right now. You can catch me at b-diddy.com. I'm going to be pushing the music videos, the mixtapes. Dominate 6 is coming out the same weekend as a song with Jay Brick. So look forward for Dominate 6. All artists' mixtape slots are available. Get Money DJs, QC DJs. We working on something. Stay tuned for B Diddy. If you want to catch out everything I'm doing, just stay tuned to the timeline. I'm out. I'm not hard to meet at all.
Okay, I guess I appreciate you coming through.
You guess you appreciate me coming through.
No, I was just trying to figure out what I'm gonna say, but yeah, man, I might have to.
You definitely appreciate me coming through.
He gon' I always Pee Wee's always tell me, he was like, man, you probably need to get them to send you money and they can get it back when they come, because like when people say I'm gonna be there and then they cancel it, it kind of fucks shit up. So I might really have to start doing that, man, because there's a lot of motherfuckers ain't showing up, and I'm giving them a free opportunity, but everybody say there's no value in being free. So yeah, I'm gonna have to change some shit up, man. Looking out for people and having a dope platform, because they be like, this is the best interview you ever had. So, and then after you do it for free, they'll want to come back.
Can I say this about your interview? This is the first interview that I had where somebody had liner notes. I want to know, how did you write those for me?
Yeah.
You wrote those interview notes for me?
Yeah. I do most stuff. Sometimes I do like 20 for the guests, and then I might go to another paper. But I at least do 20 questions for you. And then,
bro, that's like 100 questions.
I'm just saying, this one sheet will be for the guests, and then I go to other ones and try.
So you just keep okay.
Yeah,
so
but
that's lit.
Yeah. I mean, I try to customize it. I try to customize it for them.
That's hard.
Because I actually have to prepare for it. That's why I be getting pissed off, because I have to be at home and prepare for it. I might take a couple hours out my day and prepare for the questions and then come here and do it, but it's just like, damn, that shit really be wasting my time. So I ain't appreciate it, I guess. But
I like the idea you go ahead and make people give you a deposit.
Yeah.
And you just give it back to them so they pull up. I ain't never heard that idea. That's a good idea. I know it'd be mad. I'll be mad though. I'm just thinking about we're mad. Where somebody would have argued me down about not paying the deposit and still not show up. That would be so. That would hurt me, cause you know it's gonna be that cat too. It's like, no man, we from Tuscaloosa together, bro. I'm gonna come there. I don't need to pay no deposit. I ain't like none of them other cats, and they still don't come. That's gonna be awkward when you see them in Tuscaloosa. Like, bruh, you didn't come. You told me that you was gonna come.
Yeah, these niggas wasting my time, man. But
no, I tell niggas this. I say you already had your Heartland interview, straight up, and I get back to people. Which I hardly don't ever get back to them, bro. If they cancel it on me, we'll be homies. We'll be friends. I still see you out. I'll take pictures with you. I will. We can do business later on. But most likely, bro, that's it for your interviews.
Well, yeah, like
your interviews is done with me. The interviews is done, no more.
Or sometimes, you know, you can do something for free, and then you be like, bro, if you come back, you gonna have to pay because you canceled. Like, you didn't even let me know you wasn't coming.
Oh yeah.
So no call, no show shit. Like, yeah, that's $75 for if you want to come do this interview. They won't text, they won't DM you no more.
Facts.
But literally, it's no pressure, man. I guess we're gonna see y'all next Saturday, and we out.
Yeah, peace.
Hello.